This is the speaking mock test of the International English Language Testing System taking place online in Ross IELTS Academy. The candidate is Ansar. The candidate number is 013-13458. The examiner is Jason. Examiner number 443533. Good afternoon. My name is Jason. Would you please tell me your full name?
Good afternoon. My full name is Sakıdef Ansar Danyaroglu, but you can call me by my given name, Ansar.
Great. Can I see your identification, please?
Here's my identification that I used for registration to this exam.
Thank you. In the first part of the exam, I will ask you some personal questions. Let's talk about accommodation. Do you like a house or an apartment?
So basically, I prefer living in an apartment because it's much more convenient for me. I think that all the requirements that I set to my apartment is actually suitable for the place where I live now.
Okay. How long have you lived there?
I have been living here for almost 4 years. We have moved from the east of Kazakhstan to the center, to the capital, Nur-Sultan.
Do you plan to live there for a long time?
Actually, I'm planning to join my master's degree, to continue my education in master's degree. So soon I hope that I will be able to move abroad.
Okay. Let's talk about music. Do you like listening to music?
Yeah, definitely. I like listening to music. I'm a music fan, probably. I'm a meloman. I can listen to different genres of music at once.
How much time do you spend listening to music every day?
Probably I spend about a couple hours, maybe 3 hours per day, because I think that music is essential in my daily routine.
Do you like to listen to live music?
On the concerts, I mean, probably yes. It kind of makes you feel more close to your artist, to the person whose music you are listening to. So that's why I think that it's a really wide place to listen to music.
Great. So let's move on to talk about travel. Do you like traveling?
Oh yeah, definitely. I love traveling because it can help you to make your horizons wider. And I think that it's also a crucial part of our life, just to travel a lot and to discover new things for yourself.
Do you often travel by air?
I don't often travel by air, actually, but I prefer traveling by air because I think that's much more convenient for me and it's less time consuming.
Okay. Which country would you like to travel to in the future?
In the future, as I mentioned before, I want to continue my education in master's degree, so I would like to travel to Europe and around Europe,
Great. Thank you. This is the end of part 1. Let's go to part 2. Now in part 2, I will give you a card with a topic and you will have to talk about it for 2 minutes. You have 1 minute to think about what you're going to say, and you can make some notes to help you if you wish to understand.
Yes.
Okay, that's great. Here it is. Can you see that?
Yeah.
I would like you to describe an ambition that you have had for a long time. Your 1 minute preparation time starts now. Okay, your 1 minute is over. Please begin speaking.
Okay, so my aim for the future that I had for a long time is probably completing my education in master's, maybe in future in PhD degree, and I have trained for that a lot. I have learned English. I have studied English, and I have been studying English actually for 3 years probably. And I think that knowing foreign language is essential part of my dream, of my aim of studying abroad. So I have dreamed about studying abroad since my childhood because a lot of my family members, my sisters and my brothers are currently studying there, and some of them are living there. So I think that is a great opportunity for me to have to be able to pass for master's degree abroad. That's why I have to do a lot of things to complete it. So, for example, I have to pass my IELTS exam in a week. So probably I can achieve this dream, this ambition in the nearest future, maybe in couple months. So probably these months are the most stressful in my life because I have to do a lot of things. I have to deal with my visa requirements for that country and also to train to be prepared for my IELTS exam. That is a really crucial notion and of applying to master's degree. Also, I have been talking to many people about such an occasions, about moving abroad, about studying there, and I now I'm really sure that that's what I want and that's what I want from my life. And in future, I would like to help people to achieve such goals, to move abroad or to move to study there. So I think that's my
Thank you
dream and
very
that's
much.
my ambition.
Very nice. We can go to part three now. In part two, you described an ambition that you've had for a long time. Now, in this part, in part three, I would like to ask you some questions related to this topic. Do you share your ambitions with others?
Yeah, definitely, because every time I need support from my parents, from my closest friends, because a lack of motivation is obvious sometimes, because people by their nature are lazy. That's why we had to do a lot of things to get rid of that laziness. So my parents, my friends helped me with it.
Right? What kind of ambitions do people have in your country?
That's an interesting question. I have never thought about that, but probably the most common ambition of people in my country is moving abroad, to tell the truth, because of some kind of convenience in living, because of the economics issues of our
And what do they
country.
do for that?
They try to, like me, they try to move abroad by studying and maybe getting married after that in that country for the resident of that country, and it would be a great example of moving abroad and getting the residence of that country. So also probably it's essential to find your occupation there. So that's why we need a lot of professional skills to achieve this goal.
Do you think children should consult with parents before setting their goals?
Yeah, definitely. Before setting goals, you have to ask for an advice from the parents because their opinion is really important for me. So that's why we have discussed many times about my future. We have discussed my future many times. That's why now I'm quite confident in myself. I'm quite confident, and that's why I plan to move there.
Why do you think it is important for the youth to have ambitions?
Um, so human creatures always have to have ambition, some kind of goal and aims, because if there isn't any goal in your life, you don't know what to do and where to move forward to develop yourself as a professional, as a person in general.
Can you talk about any other reasons?
Also, probably there are um, a lot of situations when person has no motivation for living, so about committing suicide, and so the finding that kind of motivation and that kind of goal is essential part of our life as human beings.
What can be the result of failures?
Probably laziness is the most common result of failure, because nowadays people are really lazy with the coming of internet and other technologies. It's much more convenient to stay at home, just watching some YouTube videos and just degrading there.
Do you think without any ambition, our growth may come to a standstill?
I think it won't stand still, because you will decrease definitely, because you don't have your ambition, you don't have your goal, you don't know what to do with your life, and that's a big mistake and misunderstanding of modern people.
And why do many people lose their ambition gradually as they grow up?
Probably because of failures, because of their laziness, because of the lack of their confidence. After one failure, some people just stand up and go further, and others just keep lying on the place where they had been punished.
Great, thank you very much. This is the end of the test. That's over. I need 1 to 2 minutes to add up your band score. After that, we can talk about your performance and get to the feedback, okay?
Okay.
So I'm staying here, just going to mute myself.
Do you want to know what band score you'll get in the IELTS speaking test? Perhaps you want to improve your performance and prepare yourself for the real test? Then why not book an online mock test with us that will last for 25 minutes. 12 minutes of the test itself and 13 minutes of comprehensive feedback, plus we'll give you useful tips on how to make your performance better. Remember, all our examiners are especially trained by British Council instructors, so we know how to help you. Join us.
All right. What do you think about the test yourself?
I think it was quite a good performance, but not my best. That's the truth.
And why do you think it was not your best?
Because sometimes I had a little lack of ideas, I didn't know what to say.
Yeah, that's natural. That's totally fine. Anyway, you had a good command of English, okay, and you got the 7 for today, okay, the perfect band score 7. You could easily go for a 7.5 or maybe the 8, okay, and I'm going to tell you how, okay. But as you might know, there are 4 criteria for speaking tests: fluency and coherence, lexical resource, grammatical range and accuracy, and pronunciation. So you're going to be scored according to these 4 criteria. Before that, I would like to talk about the different parts of the speaking test and how they work. Okay? In part 1, the questions are normally about your job, about your favorite activities, food, music, personal questions. So you don't need to think a lot to just come up with a proper answer. As you might already know, they are easier to just answer. So you didn't have any problem in these parts. Okay. The answers in part 1 should not be too long and too short. I mean, just as you could just have the full answer to the question, 2 to 3 sentences would be enough. You could also have good opening phrases like, in fact, actually, to be honest, okay, well, they would really help you. And the challenge starts in part 2, okay? So parts 2 and 3 are the parts that you have to show off. You have to show that you are aware of good vocabulary, a good range of grammar, and you can speak without any hesitation, I mean, fluently, okay? So in part 2, the focus is mainly on the fluency, okay? You need to keep talking. And in part 2, the 2 minutes must be covered. I mean, if you don't speak for 2 minutes, you will be marked down, okay? You'll definitely lose mark. make sure you keep talking until the examiner stops you in these parts. Okay.
Okay.
And sometimes, yes, you're right. The topic could be maybe a bit tricky, and you run out of ideas. Okay, you don't have any other thing to just come up with to refer to. But when you have the 1 minute preparation time, instead of writing vocabulary or other things, you could just refer to the ideas. Okay, let's take a look at the topic card we had for today. It was like, describe an ambition that you've had for a long time. If it was about, talk about your favorite, I don't know, actor or singer, maybe it was easy for you to talk. Okay, but when it comes to these kind of weird or not common topics, what should we do? Okay, I told you, you can just prepare yourself for the 1 minute preparation time we have for ideas. The other thing might be going off the topic. Okay, you can go off topic if you don't have enough information to talk about something that you're asked to. Okay.
Okay.
For instance, if you're asked to talk about, I don't know, a vacation you've had recently, okay, you could say, to be honest, I'm not really into just having vacation or just going on a trip because I'm addicted to my job. I'm a workaholic. Okay. So I'm always busy with my job. And on weekdays, I'm doing this. And even on weekends, I'm working on my projects. We can talk about your job, what you do during the days. I mean, just during the week. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I got it.
Okay. But it's really necessary to mention that why you don't do that, or why just you don't have any ambition in your life or whatever it is. Okay.
Okay.
So don't worry if you don't have any information about the topic, you can go off topic. Okay. And in part 3, developing the answers is the key here. I mean, it's absolutely better not to speak one-sided. When you just refer to something, you can talk about the other side of it. Okay. And I think you did it very well in part 3. You just kept talking. Sometimes you went for examples, and that was good. You don't have any problem in this part. So try to develop your answers as long as you can and as appropriate as it is possible. Okay. So let's go to the 4 criteria and start with your fluency. You got a perfect 7 for your fluency here because, as I told you, you have a good command of English. You are linguistically fine. You don't have any problem to keep talking, even if the topics are different or, I don't know, sometimes weird. You can easily keep going. The hesitation, I didn't have any hesitation. Just in one part 3, when I asked you a question that can you come up with another reason, you needed some time to think and just refer to something. Here, as you use some of the great boosters, I've never thought about it. That's a very tricky, nice question. You could say, well, another thing that I could come up with would be, you can buy some time, okay, instead of being silent. You'd say, well, the other thing I could highlight can be maybe, I don't know, but I have to say that. Then you refer to what you want to, okay?
Okay.
The range of the connectives you use were okay, but you could go for a range of connectives and discourse markers with maybe some flexibility. Okay, I mean, do you know what connectives are?
Yeah.
Okay, so you did use so, that's why, also, so, because. They were good. You were using them naturally. If you want to make sure you're going to get the 7 band score, or maybe you just jump to the 8 because you have the potential, try to use a wider range of them. Okay, for instance, for so, for because, also, for also, you could say moreover, okay, for the basic one, and in addition, plus, yes. For but,
Okay.
you could go for however, although, sometimes not only, but also. Okay, try to do them more in parts 2 and 3 because you have the chance to speak longer and give longer answers. Okay, so the only thing you need to just go for might be just more connectives, the range of them. Okay, for your fluency. Next part is your vocabulary. You had a good range of them. You got another 7 for that. use vocabulary resource flexibly to discuss a variety of topics. That was really nice. You also used some less common vocabulary, like just collocations. Lack of motivation by nature. I'm a music fan. Crucial, time-consuming, convenient. They were good. And you had some other topic-related vocabulary. But I want to tell you what to do to go for the 8. Okay, that could be using more collocations. Okay, like
Mm.
lack of motivation. Okay, or some more idiomatic vocabulary. Try to use them more skillfully. Okay, you need to show that you are aware of them. I don't mean that you have to use a lot of them, just 5, 6 of them. I don't give numbers for that, but make it natural. Okay, for instance, uh, I lost my cool for that. Okay, instead of saying I got angry. Okay, you can use ups and downs when you refer to the difficult days or normal days in your life. Can you hear me? Dear answer, can you hear me? I think it's okay now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, I think it got disconnected for a short time. It's okay now?
Yes, I can hear you. It's okay.
I was talking about the vocabulary. You could go for more idiomatic vocabulary. Do you know what idiomatic vocabulary is?
Yes, something like play it by ear, stick the neck out.
Exactly. So try to use them more, okay? And you will be sure, okay, I'm a certain 7, or I can easily go for the 8. Okay. Maybe
Okay.
the other minor thing could be paraphrasing. You did it well, but you could do it more. You know, paraphrasing, you know what paraphrasing is. Am I right?
Sure. Yes.
Okay, when I answer the question, try not to repeat the words. Go for synonyms and just revert or rephrase the sentence or the question I asked you. Okay.
Okay.
And let's talk about your grammar. I wanted to give, maybe it was, uh, I was thinking I was just having a challenge with the 8 and 7. I wanted to give you the 8 first, but then I gave you the 7 because of maybe the range of the structures you were using. Uh, the good thing about your grammar and the thing I really enjoyed about was the accuracy. Okay, the majority of your sentence, I could say most of your sentence, they were really correct, grammatically fine. You don't have to worry about it at all. You were using uh, maybe appropriate tenses when they were required, like present perfect continuous, present perfect, simple past, okay, simple present. It was really cool that you knew, okay, this is the time I have to refer to this tense. Even in part 1 that I asked you the basic questions, you could easily go for the tenses that you had to. And comparative, you are using comparatives in some parts. Okay, this is more convenient, or that's what I would ask you to do to get the 8 band score would be using a wider range of structures and more of complex structures. Okay, if you just do what I told you in the fluency part, use more connectives, you could easily develop your answers and make your basic or simple sentences into the complex structures. Do you see what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
Because you're already error-free. Your sentences are error-free, and you have a range of them. But it's better to go for more complex structures. Just like 70%, 80%, then you can get the 8. Why not? Maybe it was the other examiners, they would give you the 8. Okay, to be honest.
Okay.
I think just now you know what to do. You can easily apply it and get the 8. Pronunciation is the last part. 100% clear. I could get you perfectly. I didn't have any problem to understand the words you were producing, the sounds you were making, and sometimes you had the features of pronunciation like the intonation. But I think you are a very calm person. That's really nice. You were confident. Okay. you were not nervous or something. Even if you were, it was just a bit, not a lot to just affect your performance. As you are confident, why not showing more of pronunciation features? Okay, try to go for some ups and downs in the pitch of your voice. Sometimes emphasize on some words. Okay,
Okay.
and
Yeah, got it.
that would make your speaking more naturally, okay, and just that would just affect your pronunciation. You can easily go for the 8 or maybe above.
Thank
Yes,
you.
no problem. Do you have any questions for me, sir?
No, I don't actually.
Okay, so don't worry about your maybe following test, which is in a week, I think you said. And watch this video again. Listen to the things I told you. You will see that you have better vocabulary in your head that you couldn't refer to. Okay, so for the other times, maybe you could use them and remind yourself, okay, I have to use this. This is basic. I know
Okay.
better words. Okay. Do you mind if you share your video on social media like our YouTube channel?
Yeah, sure, that will be fine.
Okay, thank you very much. Good luck and take care.
Thank you so much. Goodbye.
Bye.